Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Friday and welcome back to Lazy Couch Thoughts. Today, we're going to talk about the entire Carson Wentz situation. I'm not going to give the entire Carson Wentz story. You guys should know that by now about the injury and Foles coming in and winning the Super Bowl and then being a big disagreement, who should be the quarterback, I always thought Wentz should be. But we're going to basically talk about the trade. So, obviously, Wentz hasn't been the same guy the last year, maybe 2 years. Last year, he led the league in interceptions, fumbles, like all of that. He had 25 turnovers in 12 games played. Yeah. If change of scenery is a real thing, this is the guy that needs it. He needs it the most. The whole process, like everybody knew he was gone from the Eagles, but I couldn't think of a better place for him to go than Indianapolis. I always thought the Colts would be the best place for him. You can actually go check the TikToks that I made and stuff. Everybody talking about Wentz always said like, oh, I want to get him back in Indy. So I'm going to basically kind of explain why. Indianapolis probably gave up too much for him. You're talking about a second and a third round pick. And if I'm not mistaken, the conditional third round pick could turn into a first. I think it's if he plays more than 75% of the snaps, which if he's your starting quarterback, then he's going to play more than 75% of the snaps. But then I guess you can look at it as, hey, we're gonna bring in competition. So if he wins the competition, he plays 75% of the snaps, we're going to view him as he's playing well, then okay, we're okay with giving up a first and a second or 2 seconds for a starting quarterback who's going to play well. Now, the Colts felt like a team that was a quarterback, maybe a receiver, and then like one impact guy on defense away. That's kind of like what they felt like. They felt like they have a really good O-line. They have a really good defensive front. They have 3 really good running backs. I mean, Jonathan Taylor looks like a stud. They still have Marlon Mack. They still have Naheem Hines. And, like, it's a team that has a good core. It has a good core, and they're looking to add, like, the final pieces. They look like they were a quarterback away last year. And that's not a shot at Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers 10 years ago, that team's dangerous. But at the end of the day, Phillip Rivers, he's older, you know? It just kind of is what it is. This is on top of like the team, the landscape of the team, what they have around him. I thought also getting Wentz back with his offensive coordinator in his Philly days when he was really good, Frank Reich, who was the head coach of the Colts. Frank Reich's a really good coach. He has a really good offensive mind, and I don't know. I think getting him back with Wentz, like they were like 2 partners in crime. Like they have like their mojo. Like maybe Wentz can catch that lightning in a bottle again, become good again, working with his guy again, change of scenery, and like honestly, Wentz has just kind of a bad draw in Philadelphia. He played really, really well. He was the MVP favorite, and then tore his ACL. The Eagles went on. They won the Super Bowl without him. Then the next year, it was all kinds of controversy. Who should start? Then Wentz ended up getting hurt. Foles led them to the playoffs. I think this year they lost to the Saints in the first round. No, I'm sorry. They won in the double doink against the Bears in the first round. Then they lost to the Saints in the division round. But Nick Foles was the starter. So then last year, Wentz finally gets his time. Foles is gone, like fully. He's in Jacksonville, and you know that whole ends up to the Bears. Wentz finally gets his time. He gets his start in the playoffs that he's earned, and then a dirty hit knocks him out, and he can't play anymore for the rest of the playoffs. Like they end up losing because he gets dirty hit in the back of the head and he's knocked out by Jadeveon Clowney. So he's just kind of had a very terrible draw. He has been very unlucky. Do I think he could turn it around? Yes. Do I think he'll be, a top 5, top 8 quarterback again? Probably not. But, I could see him being like a Kirk Cousins-esque. I think at his peak, he's definitely a lot better than Kirk if he can get back to his peak. But I could see Wentz being a guy like, look, he may not win you the games, but you can win with him. You can win a Super Bowl with him. Like, he'll never be the reason why you lose kind of guy. Like a Jimmy Garoppolo, a Kirk Cousins, a Ryan Tannehill. Like, those guys, they're never going to be the reason why you win a Super Bowl. They're not the Deshaun Watson or Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson, but they are more than capable of bringing a team and winning with the team with the right surrounding cast around them. I think Wentz can still be that guy. I think Wentz can still win in the NFL. And I think if there is anything left in him, if there is just like talent, I guess I'm trying to say, still in him that he can bounce back, I think Frank Reich would be the best guy to get the talent out of him. And I think Indianapolis is a great situation for him to be in. I'm hoping they can go sign like a Allen Robinson now. Hopefully T.Y. Hilton can kind of bounce back. He's had a down year last year. But if T.Y. can bounce back some, they have Paris Campbell, you go sign Allen Robinson, all of a sudden Wentz has weapons around him. He has a good offensive line for the first time in his career. He has 3 really good running backs, and then a defense that's, I mean, let's be honest, the Colts have a good defense. And, I mean, Darius Leonard's been, he's been campaigning for Watt to get there. So, I mean, if they sign J.J. Watt's not 20-sack monster defensive player of the year anymore, but he's more than capable to go get you 10, 12 sacks. He's still more than capable to draw a lot of attention and draw double teams. But I like the move for the Colts. I think the Colts are headed in the right direction, and I don't know how much of it is just because I love Frank Reich. I think he's a really good coach. But, I mean, regardless, I think they're in the right direction. Hopefully they prove me right so I can, yeah. Anyways, everybody have a great weekend. Drop your comments below on if you think this is a good situation for Carson and if you even think he has anything left. I would kind of be curious to see what you guys think about that. But anyways, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.